name is Caleb Coy, and all of my life I've had encounters that I couldn't explain. As a child, raised in a deeply religious home, I was taught to believe in an invisible world of spirits, constantly at war. Growing up, I rejected faith in favor of science and skepticism. I don't know for sure that what I've witnessed were ghosts. I don't even know if I believe in ghosts. The souls of the dead, trapped in their last moments. Some residual energy of life, obeying the laws of thermodynamics. Whispers from a parallel universe, only noticeable when the membranes slap together. Or just hallucinations from mold in the wall. In the stories that follow, we offer no explanations, only the truth as it was observed. So join me as Night Shift Radio presents Possibly Normal.
Episode 2. The Chapel Balcony. My next encounter didn't happen until I was in my early 20s, long after I'd left the basement apartment far behind. At this point, I was traveling so much I barely called anywhere home. My band was returning from a short tour, the last stop, a show on a college campus in western Massachusetts. I don't remember which, and I regret that, because I'd love a chance to return and validate this experience. The show was in the basement of the college chapel. We had arrived a few hours early and had some time to kill. As a two-time college dropout myself, I had no interest in hanging out on a college campus. It just wasn't for me. So I went for a wander in the chapel. You know, like a normal person would. I walked up the basement stairs and through a door, and I realized right away I was on the chapel stage. Looking up at the balcony behind, I could clearly see there were two people sitting side by side in the middle. Both were leaning on the rail in a posture of silent prayer. The room itself was quiet, and neither person responded to my presence. I've been in dozens of church sanctuaries. Nothing about this felt off to me. I tiptoed through a side door to not disturb them. There was another small stairway to my left, so I continued upward and came out on a mezzanine along the side. I could still see the two people above, but they still seemed not to notice me. As I walked along to the back, neither moved or gave any acknowledgement that I was there. It was so quiet. In the back of the mezzanine, I found yet a third stairway, which I could tell led to the balcony, where those two sat in their silent prayers. At this point, I'd begun to question what I was seeing. Were those actually people? They seemed so clear, so solid, and yet... I walked up the final set of stairs and onto the balcony. It took only a few seconds, hardly long enough for someone to hide, not even under a seat, much less leave the room. But as I looked to the front row, I found it empty. I'd heard no sounds. There was no shuffling, no movement, no running, no laughter, no whispers. Nothing. Unsure what to think, I approached the seats where the two had been, and sure enough, no one was there. I immediately returned to the basement to tell my bandmates about the experience. One of them joined me as we went back upstairs to look again, but of course, there was nothing to see. The two were gone. Had I really seen the spirits of two people in the chapel? Forever sending out a silent prayer that was never answered? Or did my brain simply interpret light and shadow in what seemed the most logical way? I'll probably never know. What I do know is, this was the last benign encounter I would ever have.